Today, I didn't feel like going out, so I asked my wife to cook whatever she wanted. And she made shrimp tempura, Taiwanese fried chicken with Japanese curry, spinach for some greens, and of course a bowl of rice. Without further ado, let's dig in. Now, she doesn't make these very often, but today they look extra delicious. Apparently she fried it with olive oil, so I guess it's a little bit healthier. Oh, it's delicious. She always puts the perfect amount of batter. Not too much, not too little. And she fries it just perfectly so that you can eat the tail as well. That's amazing. We have the green spinach here. She also put a little bit of sesame seeds on it. Okay, so there's sesame oil in there, sesame seeds, a little bit of salt, and she just marinated it overnight, I'm pretty sure. That tastes amazing. Let's go and try a piece of the fried chicken. Perfectly crispy, very nice crust to meat ratio. Ooh. That's delicious. I'm gonna move this chicken over just to see what we're working with the curry here. Ooh, and she also put a bit of beef in the curry. Take a look at this. Let's try the beef. I gotta admit, ooh, and it's a little bit hot as well. It's a hot curry, so it's a hot Japanese curry. Let me move this over so we can actually see what sort of curry is under there. Ooh, that looks delicious. I'm gonna go for a spoon here. We're gonna try it on its own, and then of course we're gonna dig in with the rice. There's carrots, potatoes, and Japanese beef. Take a look at this. Oh yes. Ooh. Now she doesn't make this curry very often, and when she does, I'm so happy. Let's try with the rice. Oh, and the potato is so tender, it literally breaks apart. That is so good. All right, let's try with the rice. Wow. Nice bite. Let's go. Ah, yes. Dinners like this are the best. It's literally 10 times cheaper than eating out. That's delicious. Now, obviously, you won't find this anywhere else because there's a mix of Japanese and you've got Taiwanese chicken and a Korean side dish. Like, where can you find this? Look at that crust. And of course, we've got some mayonnaise on there. So these are not deep fried, they're shallow fried, she told me. I can definitely feel the difference. I mean, look at the plate itself. There's no oil dripping down. The crunch is still here. I'm sure, I don't know what sort of batter she used, but I know that there's some breadcrumbs on this. Maybe some panko or something? Not certain. Got some nice carrots in there, nice looking carrots. Ooh. Be careful so it doesn't slide out. I'm gonna stick with the spoon for this curry because it's very, very, very slippery. Now, you guys told me in last week's video that I was eating way too fast. And my wife tells me the same thing. So I decided to relax today, take it slow, and but people think I don't enjoy the food. I do, I just eat fast, you know. Oh, this chicken is amazing. Look at the batter. There's not too much batter on there. It's perfect. And so, you guys tell me to slow down, don't eat too fast, enjoy the food. I promise you, I enjoy all the food that I eat. It's just that I eat fast. I don't know what it is. Because when I was a kid, I didn't get rushed to eat. There must be some sort of scientific reason. Unless I haven't outgrown, maybe I just eat way too fast. But I've seen people eat faster for some reason. Maybe because with the first job that I had, we only had 20 minutes lunch break. So by the time I got to whatever fast food place I would go to, I have 10 minutes left. And by that time, I have 10 minutes to eat. I had to eat so fast, you know. People, the doctors have told me I'd get indigestion, I'll get bloated. Has never happened. And it's not like I'm eating insane amounts of food, you know, like those competitive eaters like Matt Stoney and them. Oh, this is so refreshing. This is served cold, by the way. So it's been sitting in the fridge since last night, I'm pretty sure. And this is a nice break from these fried food. You eat that, it just refreshes your palate. Well. It's a nice break from eating out on Fridays now. Tonight, the wife decided to cook, and I really, really don't regret it at all. Just take a bite. Look at this. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. Around 2 or 3 days ago, I filmed a video of me eating Taiwanese sausages. And while I was eating it, the wife had made me a huge bowl of rice, right? So she made the food, I set up everything, and I was ready to eat. And I was filming short, obviously, and as I was filming, the bowl of rice was so hot I ended up burning the roof of my mouth. And that completely ruined the food for me. The whole food I ate, I couldn't taste anything because I was just burning, but I couldn't stop recording. I just couldn't stop recording. Okay, for me, I'm pretty sure it's not just me, but the mouth heals really, really fast. I swear, no matter which place you go to, you could go to any Japanese place and you get a shrimp tempura, it'll never go wrong. Never goes wrong. But enough about me. How about you guys? What's your go-to food, comfort food that you have when you don't want to go out and eat? You don't want to cook for too long because at this point you might as well go out and eat. What's your go-to food that you just want to have, let's say every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, just to enjoy yourself? For me, it would probably be curry. This is a traditional dish that we have back home. It's something called, it's breadfruit, right? And so you cook the breadfruit on a fire. Literally take the fruit and you throw it in the fire for like 10-15 minutes. You take it out, you peel the fruit, you eat it. Put a bit of salt on there. You eat that with whatever side dishes you want. It could be fish, it could be chicken, anything. And I haven't been able to find breadfruit here in Hong Kong. If you guys have ever had breadfruit, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's just no other food that can replicate that taste. The perfect amount of food, the perfect amount of greens. Nice balance. These potatoes are amazing too. And if we're talking about comfort food, let's talk about your mom's or your dad's cooking. My favorite, the thing that my mom used to make when I was a kid, it might sound pretty strange, she used to make a lentil stew. Now, for some reason, I've tried making it myself. She has given me the recipe. She actually has given me the recipe. But for some reason, I can't seem to replicate it. She used to put lentils, she would soak the lentils for half a day, so they would be tender by the time she was going to cook it. She'll soak them for half a day. Then she'll either put chicken in there, or it could be lamb collar, right? Oxtail should put in there. And by the time everything was cooked, I should put heaps of herbs, tons of herbs, everything. By the time it was time to eat, it was just amazing. And you'd add a little bit of mayo on there. You eat it with rice. That was beautiful. I haven't been able to do that ever again. The only time I had it was when I saw her again 5-6 years ago. But apart from that was what my mom would cook for me. And my dad would make beautiful paellas. The Spanish ones, because he grew up in Spain. He'd make beautiful, beautiful paellas. Most of the time it was seafood. And yeah, that was my comfort food when I was a kid from my parents' side. And as you grow up, you realize that you're not that good of a cook. Because the food that your parents used to make, you're like, I can't do that again. There's just something missing. Even though if you follow the recipe to a T, you just can't replicate the taste. Ooh. The curry is very nice. It's very dense. Very creamy, it's got the perfect notes. It's spicy, like I mentioned earlier. It's nice and spicy, but not too spicy that you can handle it. And with a perfect bowl of rice, You just can't beat it. Now, I'm not the sort of person that is extremely good at making a fancy setup and setting up the food perfectly and eating it in an ASMR way. That's not the type of person I am. However, I think that sitting down, talking, yapping for a little bit with you guys while eating could be a good way to make videos. You know, it's nothing fancy here. Cat. There's nothing fancy here. But who knows, maybe in the future, I'll be able to go out and do more fancy thing. Let's see. Yeah, usually I'm not a big fan of carrots, raw or cooked. But these, since she cooked them with the potatoes and the curry, you can't really taste them. It just tastes like potato. It's got the same texture. It's amazing. Let's finish up this chicken. I'm gonna dip it with the curry sauce that's left. If you ever get a wife or a husband or whatever you get, and get married to this person or not, they get bonus points if they can cook. If they can cook, it will save you lots and lots of trouble in the future. The last bit of veggies. I was thinking for my next video, since I've been eating quite a bit of fried stuff. And believe it or not, straight after eating this, I digest for a bit and I go to the gym for 2 hours to do some cardio and some lifting. But I was thinking for next week or a couple weeks from now, how about I do a huge fruit salad, or like a huge, I think fruit salad would be better than a salad because honestly, salads are not for me. I'm not a fan of salads. Fruit salads though, they're pretty good. So we'll do a huge fruit salad, just sit down and talk. Let me know some topics in the comments down below. What sort of talk or what do you want to talk about, right? Last week I told you a story about my cat. Yeah, she went in there, everything was fine. Actually, she just got asthma. She had asthma, so after all those tests, that surgery and everything, she just had asthma. And we're so happy that she just has asthma. So she just needs to take her inhaler twice a day and that's it. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna sit down, talk. Have a couple stories to tell you guys. I have so many stories, honestly. Now, I don't have an interesting life, adult life, but I do have a very, very interesting childhood that I'm pretty sure a lot of you would want to listen to, and it might interest you guys. But I think that's been it for tonight's dinner. Everything's done. Everything's cleaned up. Of course, the shrimps here, they're all cleaned up. That's been it for tonight's dinner. I'm gonna give it an overall rating, right? I'm gonna be very, very generous tonight. It's gonna be a 10 out of 10. That's it, 10 out of 10. Overall rating for tonight's dinner, 10 out of 10, because she cooked it. If I was to say anything else, she'll come through, bursting through that door, and you wouldn't see me for forever. That's it. But anyways, guys, I thank you for watching. Come back for next week's video. Or don't, who knows? See ya.